Hello and welcome to Soberdelic James Addiction Recovery live stream number 484, entitled Being Humiliated versus Being Humble, Relapse Prevention Techniques, Relapse Prevention Plan. It's good to see y'all. It's good to be seen. You guys, coming at you in 4K tonight, I hope. 60 frames per, might be 30 frames. Who the heck knows? Y'all remember when I first started this channel, how much trouble I used to have with the streams? I sure do. Well, I'll tell you one commonality that being humble and being humiliated has, and that is you're humble either way. The difference, and the important difference that we're going to pay attention to in this stream, is you choose it. You know what? I don't like having that microphone. I just wanted to test it on my new 4K webcam that you guys bought for me. $45 webcam. Now, please tell me my chat box is working. Because if it isn't, I'm just gonna flip out, man. Hit me with some chats. Good evening, Alan. I see you. Poppycock, what's up? Uh-oh, viewer count's missing too. It seems I've reset my shit. Oh no. Oh man. Oh man. Something done happened. What done happened? Hey, there it is. Haha. Now, got the flu bug or something, Daniel said. Where the hell is the viewer count, man? You know, I probably have to. Anyway, choosing to be humble, that is the way that we try to go. But every once in a while, alcohol or even just life will humiliate your ass. Shove your face in the dirt. You weren't planning on being in the dirt, but shove your face anyway. Into the dirt it goes. I'm wondering how my new mic setup is going. I have a feeling I hate it. Where's my Yeti? You guys don't need that much fire anyway. We'll compare it to the Yeti, which is right here. Have no fear, the Yeti's here. Skibble bim 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 beer, boom boom boom. So there's the difference that I can recall, and that's the important difference is you can either be humbled, which is humiliation. You can be humiliated if you keep your ego and your guard up all the time, which we alcoholics do. Marilyn, Daniel Poppycock, good to see you. Let me try to get my viewer count up. It's just more exciting like that. Let's see here. Huh. Interestingly enough. Viewer count. Well, you know, I'll hash all that out another time. Or maybe I'll just hash it out here. Let's talk first, though. I was planning on partying and drinking plenty of whiskey and beer for Christmas. Instead, I felt like death for 4 days and been more sober than I have in months. Let me just switch to the Yeti microphone check, Yeti microphone check, Yeti microphone check it out. Yeti, check it out, Yeti, check it out, Yeti. Yeti. Just like Ed, and Eddie. The mic difference be crazy. Yo, what up? Is it crazy good or crazy bad? Marilyn, thanks for chiming in. Thank you all for being here. Wish I had my viewer count. Got my mic back. Thank you all for being here. I got my mic back bassy. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad. That's how I like to roll, with the bass. Now let me try this. Oh, what the fuck, man? Why does that keep on muting? Are you a mutant? Yeah, but that's not, Alright, good. Yeah, boy, bass. How low can you go? Yeah, but what about my viewer count? I hope you guys can notice the camera quality is skimbly bims this evening. Mike Tucker's in the building. It's officially a party. Excuse me, everybody, while I fix this problem here. Ah, there we go. Stream track, what? I didn't get it. Just didn't get it. Sample rate. Oh, maybe because it's the 4K. Well, welcome to James resetting up his stream. Daniel Kopic. Mike Tucker, thank you for the support. You should be seeing your super duper chat anytime soon now. Hopefully that works. I'm working on my viewer count. Let me see. Viewer count just doesn't want to be seen. It just don't want to be seen for some reason. You got a James Brown coming up. It better come up. Yeah, I've been hitting meetings. And doing the damn thing again. Thank God. Got over the hump. Did it. My thoughts. My thoughts are with all of you that are struggling. Here's the deal. Rock bottom is basically humiliation. Now, we can choose. You know what I think it is? Let me try. try this. Now all my none of my shit's working. There it is, yeah. Thank you, Mike Tucker. Mike Tucker. Gotta support James now that he's not buying booze. That damn straight. Today's the 28th. I'm 29 days sober. And tomorrow will be my 30th day, which means I get a chip in AA. You know what I say? Bale some hay down by the bay. Now let's try it with the viewer count. Maybe I can make that appear. Oh, did it come up? Is it 60? Oh my God, I figured it out. Oh my God, I'm a hacker. I'm a hacker, people. This is what happens when you stop drinking booze. Your brain starts coming back at close to 28 days. 28 days later, man. No longer the Walking Dead, man. I done fixed it. What's the picture look like? Pretty much the same. It's got to be over the chat box though. Back over the pics. You there. Are you humble? Are you humble? We came, we saw, we kicked its ass. Right, so you can either choose to be humble, which is hard. You know, it's hard for us extremists. Hey, Miss Ford, you're late. But you already said that. You didn't miss anything but me trying to fix my stream anyway. You know, skimmily bins. Let's try another one of these chat box thingies too. Nah, I can't change it now because then it'll disappear. Can y'all read that? Tell me no if it's no, because I gotta fix it. Thanks, Mike, and thanks to all of you for being here always. You know, I mean, shit. We come together for a reason, and the reason isn't always for fun. We discuss things, and I try to stay on topic. I try to stay on Daniel topic. Mike Tucker, 4 years this December 23rd. I did notice that. Congratulations, Mike Tucker. 4 years. You just did a stint in the military over booze. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, that kind of looks better. If I don't say so myself. Wait, is it focusing on me or my fish tank? Coming at you in 4K. Sorry, I'm excited, and I'm not being very humble about my setup right now. I am stoked to no longer be subjectable to the law of light. Well, there's humility, there's being humiliated, there's humiliation. and there's just being humble. I sometimes know what I'm doing, so I talk about it. Other times I don't know what I'm doing, and I talk about that as well. But inbred, what in the mother gosh darn effers? Miss Ford, Mike Tucker, and congrats on that 4 years, Mike. That's huge. Mike used to wake up in bushes, as did some of us. He can relate to a lot of our stories, and we can relate to his. And that's ultimately what it is about. Skeet 'em, beat 'em, bit 'em, bottom booms. Daniel Kopic says, Miss Ford, universe decided I drank enough this year and gave me super Rona. Nah, but horrible cold, been smoking once before, had a single bowl, no drink in 2 days. Congrats, man, good for you, bro. Trying to help my immune system, it ain't ever woke up in no bush. He ain't ever woke up in Poppycock, he woke up in any bush. Woke up in my back garden once, found my keys in my back pocket. Man, we get stupid when we drunk. They don't call it wasted for nothing. You are literally wasted. Space, time, continuum. But I've found it's easier to stay sober when I let my ego go. You know, I let, and I find it harder to be humiliated when I'm already humble. You know what I'm saying? Being humble is like being invincible, y'all. When I first started getting sober, I had been humiliated. Alcohol will humiliate the alcoholic. Simply because of the fact that the phenomenon of craving occurs. We can't control it after that. We don't have an off switch. Things of this nature. But I was so humiliated that when I first started going to AA, I was wearing Jesus feet. I was wearing exactly what I wore. I lived with my dad at the time. That's how humiliated I had been. I was basically homeless if it wasn't for my old man. And I was attending meetings. But I would go in sweatpants and my Jesus feet, I called them, which were basically just sandals. And they didn't look good, and I didn't look good. But I was so humble because I had been humiliated by booze that I didn't care. And that was the most lovely feeling in the world. I was invincible. You couldn't humiliate me. I was already humble. I was already humble. And that is the power of living in the present moment. That is the power of remaining humble. If you're already humble, motherfuckers can't humble you. They can't humiliate you. They can't make you humiliated. You are already humble. Being humble is the only one choice of the 3 other words: humiliation, humiliated, humiliate. Being humble is the only one that is self-chosen. And in the end, it's all about self-love, self-preservation, because we alcoholics are we're a complicated lot, mate. Most likely got back in from a night of drinking and smoked a joint out there and faded from earth. Glad it's never been in public, though. That would be embarrassing. Yeah, well, it would also be humiliating. And maybe you need a couple of those pop Copic, but you haven't been drinking in a couple days. You might as well keep that snowball running. Build a snowman. So I imagine you guys, since you haven't commented on my new 4K resolution, I imagine you guys listen to my voice more so than watch the picture, but I just wanted to make it crisp. I wanted to get back into this crispness, you know, take pride in my stride. I want to quit weed for good, but my tolerance is crazy this year. Tolerance breaks. That's what, I keep writing down these notes for stream names, but I always come up with the stream name on the, well, I actually, being humiliated versus being humble is one of the topics, and I think it's a good one because of what I've experienced, and let me know if you have this same experience. When you're walking around, you ain't shit, and you know it, and you accept it. That's humility. Being humiliated is you think you're the shit, and a power greater than you humiliates that ass. And by the way, don't microwave tea bags because some of them have staples in them. I know I didn't find that out the hard way, and I know I don't even know if it does anything because it's such a small piece of metal. But Miss Ford quit, yeah, for 15 days, December 10th through 25th. Boom! Let it be heard that it can be done, and remember that it can be done, Miss Ford. Miss Holly, hashtag phone, to the exact tag. Well, let me get my tea hot. I like it hot. And hit you with a fresh beat. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. Enjoy the 4K. How is that first blaze hitting, Miss Ford? You know, after a tolerance break, a good old tolerance break. You see this handle fell off my Connect mug? Shit. Falling apart just like the town. Nah, the town's coming up actually. Old Schenectady's doing alright, I hear these days. Purple Turtle says you quit weed by replacing the ritual. Instead, boil H2O and use loose tea in a tea ball. New ritual. That's good advice, Purple Turtle. Half the addiction, much of the addiction is habitual. A cigarette smoker wants to quit smoking. Well, my way of doing it, which gets me in trouble. But I've successfully quit smoking hundreds of times, which is just funny in itself. But I haven't smoked cigarettes in a long time. The worst I do is nicotine vapes. But I break the habit of the mouth to, doing the vape by getting nicotine tablets. And then I chew gum with no nicotine and bada bing bang boom. Nicotine free in the room. Yeah, Kopik, that T-ball ritual is a good one. It's a whole ritual, you know. You do the tea, you drink the tea, you heat the tea, you steep the tea. You know, tea drinking goes way back to ancient China, baby. See there, I wanted you guys to see the fire. Now you can't see your comments. T-ball shot things, it looks super satisfying. Oh, it's a thing. Okay, I thought you just meant the ritual of making and drinking and sharing tea. Indeed. Get a beautiful teapot. You know what I mean? Purple Turtle suggests getting a beautiful teapot, float the tea ball in, make a whole pot of tea, not a cup. Miss Ford absolutely hates tea. Yeah, R.I.P. to Schenectady mug. I don't think so. I'll do it without the handle. It's a good thing it didn't break off when it was up here. It broke off as soon as I picked it up. It was like pink. It was like I was chilling with my coffee mug and it was like pink. It's not happened. I swear to God. So I got my 4K capabilities or whatever. I had to redo everything and some of the things. Mike Tucker, here's your super chat, by the way. Boom. Fuck it, let's do it again. I like tea, but it doesn't get me high. That's my guess of what that comment is. I like tea, but it doesn't get me messed up. Exactly. Exactly. But, you know, you switch your rituals. That's a good point. You remain humble. You remain humble and switch rituals. Humility also creates open-mindedness, in my experience. Yeah, Kopic will make you some dandy tea. Oh, I'll make, yeah, you probably learn how to make tea on this channel, Kopic. That's what I'm talking about right there. Mushroom tea. But I've been told by a good friend recently that I do better off of mushrooms. I will just, a small edit to that, I would say, most of the time. I continue to believe, and have always believed, psychedelics depend on your state. Your psychedelic trip depends on your state of being. How are you in that time in your life? If you're shitty, if you're fearful, if you're guilty, your trip's gonna reflect that. Well, I don't need much right now. I am experiencing gratitude for finally getting over that hellish 5.5, 6 month bender. That shit bent me, brother. That bender bent me. I was getting those hematoma bruises on me, where just bruises come out of nowhere and they're like purple, yellow, and green. Don't judge me. I've had them before. The only good shrooms are deep fried with ranch dressing. Purple Turtle, that is an inaccurate statement. There's also shiitake. Focus. Oh. Oh, wow. What is with the focus now? Autofocus my ass. Well, what'd it do? Oh, boy. Oh, look, I fixed that. I fixed that too. What in the world is up with me today? I'm just fixing shit left and right. Lion's mane helps the mind. Does, I've heard. So I've heard research prove. Mushrooms for all of our needs, mental and physical, God, medicine. Maybe it's time for a medicinal mushroom exploration. Lion's mane, cordyceps. Got some shrooms from a girl at school, and I'm not even sure they were shrooms. Well, that's the thing, man. So there's 18 of you in here. Speak up, chime in. You can type a little comment in. You can ask me something, tell me I suck, tell me I rock, tell me... just talk about me. With a comment, please. No, I want to hear what's going on with you guys out there, and who are you? If you're new around here, subscribe and like and hit the bell and all that subscriber stuff. I'm in between jobs right now. I recorded my previous job pretty thoroughly on here, and personally. Bonnie, it's good to see you. I've been seeing you around here lately. You don't have to comment, but I like to know you're out there. And I like to hear your thoughts. If I could, if you had a choice of whether or not to be able to read people's thoughts, would you choose to do it? You can't go back if you choose. That's the only catch. Can't go back to not reading people's thoughts. So you don't know what it's like, but you have the choice to be able to read people's thoughts. Bonnie's here. Wicked cold, yeah. I've been sneezing and shit. I'm not sure if it's a cold or... I don't know, maybe I'm dying, man. I'm dying here. In my experience, especially with the disease of alcoholism and its constituents, addiction, it riddles all of us, in my opinion, in one way or another. You know, some of it is harmless. Some people are addicted to showing people pictures of their kids. Although I wouldn't necessarily call that harmless. Yeah, like I said, gratitude is also it's the byproduct of remaining humble. And you know me, I mean, you guys know me, because I mean, I have so much footage of me just being me. I mean, of course you don't know what my butthole looks like. Of course you don't know, you know what I'm saying, this, that, or the other thing, but you generally have a feeling of how I am, and I can be humble sometimes. I can be total humble. Then I can be a total dickhead, pompous ass on the next minute, and then I got ADHD. If it was tiny pointy, Daniel says, little mushroom Liberty caps and you'd remember them for life. Cubensis can look like normal mushrooms a bit and also can be mild as hell, so maybe a low dose. All things that I agree with. I've experienced the same. Taste the rainbow, man. Yeah, we're not dying, Bonnie, and well, for those of you who are actively seeking abstinence from your deadly drug of choice, mine is alcohol. And I aim to stay away from pain pills. You know, I don't bring home pain pills or anything like that too, because I'll get fucked up in front of the TV with some pain pills. Because girl, you know it's true. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm on shrooms. I'm not on shrooms. I mean, I could. Shrooms isn't like booze for me. I could just go out and get it right now and my life wouldn't hit the dirt, but shrooms do get weird and they do get intense, and sometimes it can be a good thing and sometimes it can be a bad thing, just like any other mind-altering substance. It can be medicine or it can be abused, and some more than others. Humble and bah humbug aside, I'm super proud of you, James. Hey, thanks, Purple Turtle. That means a lot to me, because you know us. Well, you know how most people will think down on themselves, like, big whoop, you quit getting drunk, big whoop. I still have that evil voice in my head. And thinking about what you said about the psychological addiction to alcohol versus the chemical addiction, can you speak more on it? Bonnie, yes. Alcohol is physically addictive and mentally habit forming, and also mentally, you can call it addictive, habit forming. So you can tell it's physically addictive, so is nicotine, because you go through physical withdrawals when you don't have it. Withdrawals. That means for alcohol, the central nervous system is affected, so you get shakes and spots in your vision, and eventually can have a seizure if it's serious enough. I have a video on here of when I had a grand mal seizure. I tell the story, look for it, Soberdelic James, grand mal seizure, alcohol withdrawal. Now, weed is subjective. Cannabis is non-addictive physically. You don't suffer withdrawals. Some people will tell you that they do, but it's all in your head. Cannabis is not physically addictive. So some are, some aren't. Heroin, physically, mentally, all across the board. All the pain pills are. I don't know if benzodiazepines are physically. Yes, they are. I'm not sure about, but now mushrooms and weed are two of the ones that are not physically addictive. They're not even. They were classified by the government as a class 1 that was like super dangerous, but now they're being reclassifying it if they haven't already, because they were totally wrong for a century. It's interesting the change of personality with James, drunk and not drunk. Well, thank you, Mike Tucker. When I'm drunk, I'm pretty cocky. When I'm sober, whether I got that way voluntarily or through the grace of God or through the humiliation of unchecked alcoholism, I am more humble most of the time. Zero withdrawals from alcohol for me, even though I was drinking 3 to 8 beers a night and whiskey pretty heavily. Now weed, though, fucking ruins me. So my grand mal seizure was when I was at 30 years old, and I had been, my heavy drinking might not be like your heavy drinking, Daniel, or anybody else. Everybody else is different. I drink hard and I drink fast, and I go on these 5-month benders. So, and when I mean 5-month benders, I mean morning, noon, and night. I mean I'm waking up drinking. And I'm going to bed drinking. The one thing I probably should have did many times. Why you so low, Yeti? Yeti! Yeti! Why you so low, Yeti? Is keep it by my bedside, but I mean I should have, because I just would walk to the refrigerator anyway. Bonnie says I'm way past the chemical part, I think. 11 months out. Oh yeah, you're past it. But very occasionally under stress I have fleeting thoughts of having a drink, but I just say no to it, but it's still hard. That's the mental addiction, that's the mental habit forming. There's actual neural pathways that are formed in your mind. Different chemicals like psilocybin in magic mushrooms help reconnect and form new paths, it is said. Not much research, not much time to have been done research, since they're just now becoming legalized for research. But I understand what you're saying, Bonnie. Generally after 7 days, you're physically detoxed from alcohol. 7 to 10 days if you're real bad. But with the help of benzodiazepines like Librium and Ativan, that's what they give you in detox. You come off of booze and then you come off of the benzos, and now you're physically without a craving for alcohol. No, you're physically, your body doesn't need alcohol anymore to stop shaking, to stop seizing, to think. But the mental part, that's when the work begins, is what they say in AA. You put down a drink and that's when the work begins. Because it's, we're alcoholics with thinking problems is what we are. The alcoholism, I've called it a personality disorder. That might not be as accurate as I'd like, but it's all about what's in our heads. Yeah, it's also in my opinion that it is nature and nurture, the disease of alcoholism, meaning we were born with it to an extent, and sometimes it's nurtured out of us. There could be alcoholics that are born and are nurtured in their childhood, nurtured in a way to where they never have, I guess it would be called an episode of alcoholism. If you've never had it before, it would be called an episode, and then a relapse, and then a relapse. But good for you, man. Christmas Day, that's when I started my 90 meetings in 90 days. Christmas Day is as good a day as any to be sober. Remember, was that your first day? Oh, I remember speaking to you on Christmas. I think your family was drinking across the way. Yeah, I get you on that one too, Pop Copic. Yeah, the neural pathways, what is it called? Neural rearrangement or something. There's a way we can use meditation, substances like ketamine, psilocybin, LSD, MDMA. These are all psychedelics, and they are all being used to treat certain mental maladies these days, and even getting people to quit smoking in certain research exercises. Got to deal with the trauma to overcome. Ever watch Gabermate? Nah. But I do know about dealing with the trauma of the past, especially when you come off a bender. You have all these loose ends. You have this trauma. It's called the wreckage of the past, and AA is the way I go, but you don't have to. I'm not even supposed to talk about the way I go because I relapsed after 7 years. It's preaching that AA shit, and that's why they likely make the traditions and the anonymous part of it. But literally, the only requirement for AA, literally, and they say this in the meetings, It's in the literature. The only requirement is a desire to stop drinking. How about that, huh? A month or 3 away from the ale. Well, I was going to say before, Kopik, I think you're 26, if I'm not mistaken. I had that Grand Mal Caesar at 30, I think. It's a progressive illness. People that quit young in their 20s are the lucky ones, the good ones, the fortunate ones. They say a smart man learns from his mistakes, a wise man learns from the mistakes of others as well. And no, that's the good they that say that, not the bad they. They say a lot of things, I know, trust me, I know. You don't, well then listen, motherfucker. Take the cotton out of your ears and put it in your mouth. You go to the meeting, you listen. It's not like all eyes are on you and they point to you and they say, "Who are you?" No, there's many different faces that aren't recognized. We're all anonymous. Nobody will force themselves on you, and it's your disease making you feel like you'd have zero to say at the meetings. And trust me, it'll hit you. I've gone into meetings and said I'm just gonna listen, and then something somebody will say will just be right up your alley, and you'll have something to contribute, and you don't have to say anything. You know what I mean? I'd take you to a meeting if I was there in Liverpool, mate. Dan. Hey guys, my name's Dan. I like beer now and then, and occasional whiskeys with me mates. Well, do you have the desire to stop drinking? You're in a different culture, but remember, Eric Clapton was like chairman of the London group at one point. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Matt Brits. Stevie Ray Vaughan was American, I think. And if you believe you're an alcoholic, you say, "Hey, my name's James, I'm an alcoholic." That's it. You don't even have to say that. Even if they say, are there any, and sometimes they say this, are there any newcomers with less than 30 days of sobriety that would like to introduce yourself? They always say, if you'd like to, you can introduce yourself. You don't have to. Everybody at this meeting, not everybody, but most people at this meeting have known me for 10 years. It's my home group. But I relapsed and I stopped going for a while, and I came back today. I'm 29 days sober right now. And when he said, "Is there anybody with 30 days sobriety or less that would like to introduce themselves?" There are no rules, so I'm feeling good. So I say, "Hey everybody, I'm James. I'm an alcoholic. Today is my 28th or 29th day sober." And something made me say that. And after I did, there was a less sprightly individual younger than me that had, less than 30 days. And I'd like to think that I inspired him to speak out. The reason they do that is so old timers in the room with 2 people were celebrating today, 2 women, one with 29 years of sobriety and the other with 35 years of sobriety. Both noted for their kind, giving, just always compassionate, and they are not selfish. And they've been sober for 35 years, 29 years too. That's sobriety. When I am freed from the bondage of self, and being humble is, you're free from the bondage of self. I'm not constantly worried how I look and how I talk, or worried about life's standards on Instagram, alleged standards, and I'm not worried. What's to be worried about when you're grateful and humble? Do you know what I mean, man? Stevie Ray Vaughan's American as fuck. Mike, thank you for reminding us all. I don't hide from shit or take the easy way out in other avenues in life, so alcohol is starting to make me feel just weak drinking it. Well, that's one of the things you will be able to relate to the people in the rooms of AA. Somebody that doesn't even know you or has even heard anything about you will repeat those words, and this has happened to me multiple times. Someone will be sharing their day or their story, and they'll say exactly how you're feeling. They're feeling exactly how you're feeling, and 50% of your burden has now just left and just went into the air. Because like, holy shit, a minute ago and for years prior, I have felt alone, and that person just described exactly how I feel, and what he or she has been through is just eerily similar to the lonely feel, to the feelings that have made me feel isolated and alone. So that's what you get from meetings, and that's what we get from even coming here to my stupid little stream. Some of us are talking about how I'm sure so I say things that you have felt before, and you guys say things that have helped me feel not alone anymore. And that's what they say in the meetings too. And let me tell you something, if you're thinking about going to an AA meeting and you go and you don't like your first one, go to another one. There's something called the meeting app. Look up, if you're serious about quitting drinking, you'll do this. Look up the meeting app on your phone. It has a picture of a chair on it. It's alcoholic friendly, so after you download it, all you do is push a button and it shows you meetings near you. And the highlighted ones are this time and forward. And the ones that have already passed are in, not highlighted. It's alcoholic friendly, it's, or as they used to call it, idiot proof. Do you know what I mean though? Like Mike, for example, when you woke up in that bush, Mike, you were humiliated by the powers of alcohol. It wasn't your choice to feel that humble. You got humiliated by alcohol. You can get humiliated by a lot of things, but not if you have already chosen to remain humble and practice humility. Humility's on one of my year chip coins. Year coins. Humility, courage, honesty, openness, willingness, gratitude. I mean, gratitude is anxiety and depression's common and worst enemy. Gratitude. If I start thanking myself for this microphone and, come on. I don't have all my teeth, but the one I don't have, you can't see from the front. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I look like I'm about to turn 30 when I just turned 43. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful I still have one parent in my life, even though he drives the crap out of me. He drives me crazy. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for my dogs. I'm grateful for this light. I'm grateful for this tea. And when I get sober, I cease fighting everyone and everything. That is one of the promises. We cease fighting everyone and everything. Our fear of people leaves us. Our fear of economic insecurity leaves us. These are the promises of AA, and they're my favorite part because I've experienced them come true before. There's hundreds, probably approaching 1,000 videos on this channel. Look at some of the older ones. I was on cloud 9, a pink cloud 9. I even covered a pink cloud. The dangers of the pink cloud. Well, it's Sober James time again. I still medicate with cannabis. I still have ADHD, which the cannabis probably doesn't help, but it does help my anxiety. And I mean, in the words of Cypress Hill, if we didn't have the herb man, we'd have drunk drivers slipping and swerving. You know what I mean? They called it marijuana maintenance before I came on the scene, and I came on the scene, and now we're calling it cannabis containment. Cannabis contains urges to get wild with the booze and shit. Sometimes you really got to get well, though. And I'm not well. I wouldn't call myself well yet. I'm getting there rapidly, and I'm here. I'm glad you guys. I'm glad I came around from drinking every minute of every day after that relapse, and I'm glad to be seen. And I know there was a lot of feelings around. Feelings, and I'm sorry. I never meant to relapse. But I'm back now, and 7 years from now, when we're all sitting here on the same old stream, and I got my 7 years back, well, it was almost 8. Let's just tell it like it is. We'll be saying, remember, James, remember that time you had 8 years that one time and you just decided to drink for 5.5 months? Yeah, I remember that. I almost died. I'll remember it always. Well, we are alive, and before I close up, we're approaching an hour here. Before I close up, let's just say, try choosing to be humble. It's what I do. It's what I've been doing. Alcohol has humiliated me almost to the point of death. I mean, it'll shove your face in it, let me tell you. Alcoholism. The world will too if you don't get well after you put the drink down, so you just remain humble. I'm telling you, it's like an invincibility cloak, being humble. And just like, you know, don't even brush your teeth or your hair. Don't even bathe. Don't even have a house. Just be out in the street, homeless, roaming the streets. That's humble. Yeah, I respect homeless people. They are humble one way or another. Now, some of them are cocky as fuck. But that's beside the point. Yeah, it's like I got back in the ring with Mike Tyson for the 20th time, thinking I could beat him this time. Well, thank you, Purple Turtle. And, you know, stay humble. There's even rap songs about it. And, you know, rap artists in my day, the 90s, when I was listening, it was all about being brash and pompous and just like top of the world. Now it's like, sit down, be humble, sit down, be humble. Stream old school vibes tonight. Well, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but I'm supposed to be streaming in 4K. And with y'all's super chats, like the one Mike dropped, let's run it back. Help me buy this HD 4K. Should come in at 4K. Microphone, you guys help me buy me that. And if I get off my keister, start racking content again, maybe I could even make a living at it. But I'm thinking about going back into aviation maintenance and mechanics, maybe even avionics. I have the experience, it's just a little dusty, but I have somebody in the biz, and it's looking pretty good. I might be coming at you from a different area code pretty soon. But we'll talk about on the next one. Mike Tucker, it might not be showing up until 4K until 24 hours from now. That's how YouTube kind of works sometimes. You have to also choose it. You have to choose the 4K on your resolution. Well, guys, until tomorrow, I've been trying to do these every day. Sometimes I can't. I hope you didn't miss me. And I hope you weren't in need, and I hope your loved ones weren't in need. But if you are, I can't save you. You can. I can provide you with stories of myself saving myself. And our families and friends come out of the woodwork too when we decide to get serious. And we humble ourselves down. I notice my dad's only calm around me when I'm humble. Calm, cool, collected, and humble. So I'm gonna give it a try these next couple days, and I'll let you know how it works tomorrow. The stream, I don't know the title yet, but I'm getting my wits back about me, so I'm hoping to come with some fresh, helpful, healthy content. Until next time, keep it clean, keep it real, keep doing the damn thing. Peace, y'all.